This video was recorded 5 years ago before I lost 100 pounds and reversed diabetes. I was just starting my ketogenic diet, and hard-boiled eggs were a staple of that diet. I decided to use it as for several reasons. One, you can see how I have changed in 5 years. Two, the content is useful and accurate. Three, this was my first attempt at using a green screen for videos. It had its problems, starting at roughly 8 minutes in. Four, it has not been edited. I hope you find it of value. Thanks for watching. The Instant Pot is a game changer when it comes to cooking perfect hard-boiled eggs every time. By cooking under pressure, you eliminate the factors of altitude and barometric pressure that can affect how long it takes to cook hard-boiled eggs when you cook them in an open pot. So you get much more consistent results. And the technique I'm going to use is called 5-5-5. So it'll be under pressure, the eggs will be under pressure for 5 minutes. And then they'll be natural release for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to put them in a bath of ice water for 5 minutes. And that final step of putting them in the ice water is not only going to cool them down, but it's going to allow water to get between the shell and the egg and make it really easy to peel these things. So I'm using a 3-quart Instant Pot, and I have a steamer basket, and I have 7 eggs in here, and you can see that there's plenty of room. I could easily do a dozen or more. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in roughly 3/4 of a cup of water. And it's important when you make the hard-boiled eggs that you're consistent with the amount of water you put in there, because as the pot starts to heat up, it's going to take some time to build up pressure, and that time from start to where it reaches its optimal pressure is part of the cooking cycle. So, and it is dependent upon the amount of water in the pan. So it's real important to be consistent with that if you want to get consistent results. So I've put 3/4 of a cup of water in there, and I'm going to put my 7 eggs in, and I'll close the lid here. And then I'm going to set, actually I'll come around, I'm going to set it to pressure cook, and I want to make it 5 minutes. So now it's just a matter of waiting to let it heat up and start cooking. And you can hear it beep. It's just saying that it that the power is on and it is starting to cook. I'm just going to move this a little closer, and I have, you may be able to see, I'm not sure if you can, but I have some ice cubes in here. This water is ice cold right now, and I have another tray that I'll use when I'm ready to put this in the ice water. So we'll just wait now, and I'll stop the video and I'll come back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, those 10 beeps are telling me that this is the end of the pressure cycle. And so now I'm going to allow it to just naturally release the pressure. But I've also set a timer here. As you watch the front of the Instant Pot, you'll see that it counts down from this point to tell you how long it's been since it shut off the pressure. So I could watch that for 5 minutes, but there's nothing that beeps or warns me. So rather than just stay here and watch it, I've set a timer so I know the next 5-minute phase. And then I'll use that again when I do the put it in ice water. I can time that 5 minutes again. So as I said before, it's 5 minutes pressure, 5 minutes release, 5 minutes in the ice water. If you search the internet, you'll find that there is some difference of opinion as to what the optimum cycle is. And they're generally, I've tried several different approaches, and they're generally all work pretty well, with one exception. There's one video that suggests that 2 minutes of pressure and 15 minutes release is the optimum, and it's the only thing I've tried that doesn't work at all. Fortunately, I did a test with just 3 eggs, and I ended up throwing them away because I couldn't even peel them. They just weren't usable. So I don't know why it worked for her, but it certainly didn't work for me. So anyway, I'm sticking with the 5-5-5, which really works well for me, and it's also very easy to peel. So I'm just going to let this continue, and when this 5 minutes is up, I'll come and release the rest of the pressure and move things into the ice bath, and we'll go from there. I forgot to mention before that I have the ice water in an extra inner pot, and that makes it really easy. It's the same size as the pot that's in here, so when I can take the eggs directly out, and I know it'll fit right in here with no problem. So we'll be doing that in a few seconds. It's almost done. I'm just gonna wait for it to count down on my timer rather than watch the clock on the front. It should be pretty much the same time. Okay, I'm now doing the pressure release. I can take the basket out and just move it to the ice water. And I'm going to start my 5-minute timer again. Now another thing is that, and I sometimes forget, but whenever you finish something, turn off the power, cancel so it doesn't continue to heat. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, my last 5 minutes is up, and I'm just going to start pulling the eggs out of here, sitting them on the towel. And we'll crack them and see how easy they peel in just a minute. Okay, typically just crack it at both ends and then just roll it gently so you can feel the shell crack.